YouTube. So today we are at a taco joint and we're going to try some Birria tacos. And this is a mommy and son little lunch date. So stay tuned and continue to watch the rest of the video. The menu, it's the menu over there. It's a cool little taco truck. Nice little setup. There's a couple of little food carts over here. And we're under like a little covered tarp area. They even have like a little area for the dogs to eat at, which is super cool. So we're just chilling. Hey guys, so after the video, I realized that the video had not really had a good sound quality and you could barely hear some of what I was saying. So right here, I'm just kind of explaining what I ordered, which were the Birria tacos and the street tacos. And I ended up going back to order more stuff. So you get to hear a little bit more about that. So I'm going to get into what I ordered and hopefully the sound quality as we progress on in the video is better. I've done the best that I can to edit things so that you guys can hear the video as best as you can. So hopefully it works for you guys. Stay tuned and continue liking the video, comment, and subscribe. So these are the street tacos, and these come with Birria Meat, cilantro, and onions, and they look really, really good. These are also, this is the Birria Plate, and it comes with rice, beans, and then the deconstructed meat with some pickled onions and some guacamole, and then it looks like Birria dipping sauce or consomme. This right here is the Birria in Caldo, and this is supposed to be like a broth with the Birria meat, and it also comes with 4 tortillas, lime, and cilantro, and this looks really, really good. So I'm excited to kind of dig into that. Last but not least is the consomme, and this is something that I've been craving this whole pregnancy, so I'm super excited to try this, and I'm gonna dig in, guys. Really, really good. Hit it with a little bit of lime. Also going to try the pickled onions as well on there.
Hey, you didn't give me back my soda.
These are really good. Old school Coca-Colas, which I think are super cool. Really good. After trying their street tacos, I decided that I would give their Quesa tacos and their super tacos a try. They looked absolutely amazing. It really sucks that the sound quality is not great in these videos. It's super disappointing because I did spend a great deal of time looking for a microphone that would plug into my iPhone and that would help to keep, the volume problems. It seemed like as the noise that was around, they just weren't really good for noise canceling, and they seemed to pick up everything but what I was saying. So I'm basically talking about the street taco that I just had. I really enjoyed the pickled onions they gave. This is what the inside of the super taco looks like. It has beans, has onions, and it has purple onion as well. Don't mind my son, he's picky. But yeah, it looks really good. So I'm gonna put those pickled onions in there, and then I'm gonna try it with the consomme dipping sauce, which I'm super excited about. So this is so good that I'm thinking about ordering tacos to go. I'm pretty sure I will. That was really good. Really, really good. Especially like the pickled onions. I think they give it a nice like bit of flavor. Some vinegar to it. And the consomme is not spicy, which I like as well. This is the Birria Plate, so I'm about to dig into this. You got your beans, you got your rice, and then your deconstructed taco stuff with also looks like consomme as well. I'm gonna try it and see what that is. So guys, this is their Birria Plate, and I would rate this to be about a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I'm back, so let's get into it. I'm gonna try this and see what this is. It doesn't taste like consomme. See if it tastes different. Yeah, it tastes a little different. So this must be another sauce. I don't know what that is. We got our warm tortillas. Nice and warm, fresh, and hand pressed. So I'm gonna make me up a little taco. Some pickled onion. Put some cabbage slaw in it. Sure, stop. And guacamole. Everything tastes fresh. Really, really fresh. The rice is good as well.
Go.
And beans are good too. Really good seasoning. A lot of times I go to Mexican places and the beans have like no flavor. These are very well seasoned, so I like that. Really, really good. So in this part of the video, I'm really just talking about the Birria in Caldo and about how much I felt like it was unnecessary for me to have purchased it. It was something that I didn't need to get off the menu because it was kind of pointless. I mean, I wasn't looking for a soup or a broth, and that's kind of what you get with that particular item. And so I was saying I just probably wouldn't purchase it again. And so, yeah, if you guys come and you're looking for a broth, that might be right up your alley. Everything that I got in Caldo, and this comes with broth. Well, it is a broth that has lime, cilantro, and onion, and they give you about 4 tortillas. However, it was really pointless to dip the tortillas in the broth because it just didn't serve as much in terms of flavor. And in terms of the consomme had a lot more flavor than the Caldo did. So I would much rather recommend, them using kind of some of the same ingredients as the consomme because it just had a lot more flavor. Our lunch date, it's getting like a little dark. I feel like taking him on a little stroll down the block just to kind of look at some of like the nicer houses over here on in the Williams neighborhood. But other than that, yeah, we're gonna call our lunch date a wrap because we ate and I had a really good time. How about you? Did you have a good time?
Mom, you want to go to the ice cream shop?
Ice cream shop? Did you have fun?
Yes, Mommy.
How was your food? They just kind of have their own spin and take on it. So that was a little bit different because most times I've never really seen a burrito taco with beans in it. But this time looked really, really good. Another thing that I would mention is a lot of times when you go to restaurants, that you'll ask for a burrito taco, but you really want a Quesa Taco. And so I was saying it wrong, but I really wanted a Quesa Taco, and it's super good. It has that cheese in there, the crunch that you're looking for. I also like when you dip it into that warm sauce. It just, all of the bite flows together. So I really enjoyed the food, and I'm gonna go ahead and take some pictures of what the name of the restaurant is so that if you're in the greater Northwest, you can try it. The prices were also very affordable, and I'll go ahead and take a close-up picture of getting into my review, honest and truly, of what I ate. This is not a sponsored video, and this is going to be a part of my new segment called That Girl Eats, and it's just going to be like different places that I go to around town. I really love eating, so I figured this would be a great way to gain some content, and really seeing that I'm spending so much for food these days, it's like I might as well, because it gives me something to add more content to my YouTube. So it's beneficial both ways. I get to eat, and then I also get to tell you what I think from just an honest and genuine place. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about, on the screen right now, you're looking at their street tacos. And these street tacos were, and actually these are the Quesa Tacos. And the Quesa Tacos come with the Birria Meat. I actually had an idea to switch it up and add some shrimp to my Birria Meat. And it also comes with jack cheese, cilantro, and onions. And I would say that out of everything that I ate at this particular food truck, this was the best thing that I ate. I really couldn't figure out initially what the name of the tacos that I was looking for were, but I ended up figuring them out by the time that I had ordered pretty much everything on the menu that looked similar to what the tacos that I was looking for were. I had some street tacos, some Birria style tacos, and I think they were Tijuana style tacos, and I had those in LA when I went to LA. And if you watch the LA vlog, then you've seen those. And basically, those were the best. And when you dip it in the consomme, it was so good. A nice little sprit of lime on top. I would rate these a 10 out of a 10, and I will definitely be back to try those again. I actually went there the very next day after eating the day before, and I ordered different things. So I'm also going to get into those as well, but I want to get back into some of what I had already purchased. Now, the street tacos you're not going to see, because I don't think I took a picture of those, but the video quality, as you can see in the video, was just horrible in terms of the listening. You couldn't really hear anything. So the street tacos contain Birria meat, cilantro, and onions. My opinion of those were they were a little bit dry for my liking. I felt like they needed some cheese on them, and so for that reason, I would probably rate those about a 6 or a 7 out of 10 in terms of the taste wise. I don't think I would order those again. The Super Taco is a birria. It has birria meat, beans, and then it also has jack cheese, cilantro, and onions. And this one was good too. I thought that it was different because I had never experienced a taco that had beans in it. I was like, okay, well, this is not that bad. So I actually enjoyed that. I thought it was pretty good, and I felt like with the consomme, it actually made for something really juicy and delectable in terms of like my taste buds. I just was kind of in awe because the consomme was exceptionally well in terms of the seasoning. It just was so good. You got those bits of Birria meat in it, and I felt like it was well worth what you pay. Sometimes consomme can be pretty spendy. I know in LA, I think I spent about $12 just for the consomme dipping sauce alone. And I was super, upset because I was like, why is this $12? But when I, tasted it, it was actually really good, and it was the best consomme that I think I had had. This is the Birria Plate, and like I mentioned in the video, the beans were very well seasoned. The Birria meat was a little dry, but it was good seasoning wise. Guacamole was really good. It also had cabbage, and I thought that crunch of the cabbage was nice texture to the taco that you get to make. I also they included pickled onions, and the pickled onions were really good. I would have liked to have maybe a little bit of salt on top of those, just to give them some flavor. But in terms of the vinegar, they were definitely giving me good vinegar vibes. The rice was very bland, and it didn't have much to any seasoning. Now, a trick that I did do to sprucing up my rice because it was bland is I took a little bit of the consomme and I just drizzled it on top of the rice, and that helped a great deal to give it some flavor, because like I mentioned, it definitely did not have any flavor. So I was pretty disappointed about the rice. The beans were flavorful, however, they were chewy, so I don't think that they were cooked long enough. And overall, I just wasn't pleased with this particular menu item at all. I mean, in comparison to the other items that I have purchased from them, I was a lot more pleased with the other ones in comparison to this one. So I don't think that I would order this again. Just wasn't something that I enjoyed. So, like I mentioned, the very next day, I decided to come back and eat here again. And I think that was because I just had such a great experience with them the day before. Even though I ordered everything off the menu because I couldn't figure out what I wanted, I found them to be very flavorful. They had great service, and that's always pleasant when you're spending your money somewhere. And the prices were actually fairly decent as well. And as you can see in the picture, they weren't too spendy at all. So the next day, I went ahead and purchased the tacos Doritos. And those are 3 deep fried, crispy tacos. And they're topped with, they're stuffed with birria meat. And then they're also topped with guacamole, sour cream, pico de gallo, cabbage, and then some queso fresco. And if you've ever been to Taco Time or you're from the West Coast, Taco Time is a place that we could go, which is like a gourmet upscale kind of like 3 tiers up from a Taco Bell that you would have in your normal town. And they were really good back in the day. They were very expensive, but they were good. So these they remind me of those, which they have the crisp meat burritos, and that's kind of what that reminded me of. And then I also the next day came back and purchased the quesadilla, and that is just like a deconstructed quesadilla with birria meat and jack cheese. And if you dip that in the consomme, it's actually really good. Like, I ended up getting it for my son, but it was so huge that me and him split it together, and it was well worth the price. I would definitely order that again, and I would give that probably about a 9 out of 10, and I would give the tacos Doritos about a 9 out of 10 as well. I definitely came back and got my second dose, I would say, of the Quesa Taco, because the Quesa Taco was so good. So I would definitely recommend that. Like, if you guys are in town, and I'm in the greater Northwest, and I think, like, if you're in town and you don't feel like, actually, not if you don't, but if you do feel like doing the research and going ahead and looking into where this particular restaurant is, and you ever happen to catch yourself in Portland, then I would definitely say check them out. They were a great restaurant, they had great service, and they were very... Thank you so much again for tuning in, taking your time out to spend some time with me. I know this is a fairly long video, so I really do appreciate you guys for tuning in again. Like I said, I would love it if you could like, comment, and subscribe on this video, as well as go and check out some of my other videos. I am trying to get to 100 subscribers right now, and I've mentioned that in a couple of my videos, so it's still taking me a bit of time. But like all things, good things come to those who wait. So I'm waiting patiently for my subscribers to go up and reach 100 so that I can reach my next milestone. Thank you again, and see you next week.